Hi friends, I'm Gopal Chandra Jha and I welcome you to my educational channel Easy English Tutorial. Today I have come with reported speech. So let's learn reported speech. Please look at the following sentences. Balu said, I am honest. Balu said that he was honest. Sentence A contains the actual words of the speaker, Balu. So it is said to be in the direct speech or direct narration. Sentence B does not contain the actual words of the speaker, Balu. Rather, it contains the substance or meaning of what the speaker said. So, it is said to be in the indirect speech or indirect narration. Reporting speech and reported speech. Direct speech. This is an example. Mitali said to Radha, you are my best friend. Mitali said to Radha is the part of the sentence which lies outside the inverted commas. Hence, it is called reporting speech, and its verb is said reporting verb. So, Mitali said to Radha lies outside the inverted comma, and it is making the reporting. Therefore, it is said to be the reporting speech, and its verb said is called reporting verb. Next example is you are my best friend is the part of the sentence which lies inside the inverted commas, so it is called reported speech and its verb are is called reported verb. Now, you are my best friend lies inside the inverted commas and it has been reported by the speaker, that is, this line, you are my best friend, has been said by the speaker, therefore, it is called the reported speech and its verb is called reported verb. Now, rules for changing direct speech into indirect speech. There are four groups of rules for changing direct speech into indirect speech. First is rules for connectives. Second is rules for change of person. Third is rules for change of tense. And fourth is rules for some other changes. Now let us study each one of them one by one. First, rules for connectives. Under it, the first rule is if the reported speech be an assertive sentence, that is used as the connective. The example is Rupa said to Nilima, I want your help. It changes into Rupa told Nilima that she wanted her help. Here that has been used as the connective because the reported speech I want your help is an assertive sentence. Next rule is if the reported speech be an interrogative sentence, the following rules must be observed. The first rule here is number A, if the reported speech be a yes no question, that is, if it begins with a helping verb, then if or whether is used as the connective. You can see in the example, Renu said to her brother, are you feeling well? Renu asked her brother if he was feeling well. Here, if has been used as the connective because are you feeling well is an interrogative sentence and it is a yes no question. It begins with the helping verb are. Next example is Murari said to his father, "Can I go to cinema?" So Murari asked his father whether he could go to cinema. Next rule is if the reported speech be a WH question, the WH question word itself is used as the connective. The example is Mayank said to Ronit, "Where do you live these days?" It changes into Mayank asked Ronit where he lived those days. The next example is the teacher said to Anu, "Why don't you attend your class?" It changes into the teacher asked Anu why he did not attend his class. The next rule is if the reported speech be an imperative sentence, no connective is needed. Only the main verb of the imperative sentence is converted into an infinitive. So, if the reported speech be an imperative sentence, then no corrective is required. Only the main verb is changed into an infinitive. Imperative sentence means advice, request, suggestion, threat, warning, prohibition, etc. Imperative sentences always begin with a verb, an action word. The subject is understood in such sentences. Let us see some examples. The teacher said to Anil, "Get out of the class." The teacher ordered Anil to get out of the class. Suresh said to his uncle, "Please buy me a new tie." Suresh requested his uncle to buy him a new tie. The doctor said to his patient, "Go for a morning walk daily." The doctor the doctor suggested to his patient to go for a morning walk daily. The next rule is if the reported speech be an optative sentence, that is, if it expresses a wish, it is changed into an assertive sentence and that is used as the connective. Example is Meena said to her son, "May you live long." It changes into Meena wished her son that he might live long. The next rule is if the reported speech be an exclamatory sentence, it is changed into an assertive sentence and that is used as the connective. Example is Prerna said to me, "How intelligent you are." It changes into Prerna exclaimed to me that I was very intelligent. Now, the second rule is rules for change of person. Let us see it. The first rule under it is the first person pronouns and adjectives of the reported speech are changed according to the subject of the reporting verb. Example is Manu said to Rinku, "I love to play cricket." It changes into Manoj told Rinku that he loved to play cricket. Here Manoj is here the first person pronoun I changes according to the subject of the reporting verb Manoj. The second rule is the second person pronouns and adjectives of the reported speech are changed according to the object of the reporting verb. Example is mother said to her son, "You are the best son in the world." It changes into mother told her son that he was the best son in the world. Here, the second person you changes into changes according to the object of the reporting verb said. The object of the reporting verb is sun. Therefore, U changes according to the object of the reporting verb sun. So, he has been used here. The next rule is the third person pronouns and adjectives of the reported speech require no change. So, if there is any third person pronoun or adjective in the reported speech, then they are not changed. Only the tense is changed. Example is Shreya said to Rupa, he is not so helpful. So it changes into Shreya told Rupa that he was not so helpful. Now let us see the third rule, that is rules for change of tense. Under it, the first rule is if the reporting verb be in the present or future tense, the tense of the reported verb does not change. Example is Roji says I am a good girl. It changes into Roji says that she is a good girl. Here the tense of the reported verb has not changed because the reporting verb is in present tense. Next example is the leader will say I have fulfilled all my promises. It changes into the leader will say that he has fulfilled all his promises. Here the reported verb has fulfilled has not changed. Has fulfilled has not changed because the reporting verb is in the future tense. Next rule is if the reporting verb be in the past tense and the reported verb be in the present, past or future tense, the following changes are observed. First is simple present tense changes into simple past tense. Example is Raman said, I love to play cricket. It changes into Raman said that he loved to play cricket. Here you can see that the reporting verb is in the past tense and the reported speech is I love to play cricket. Here the reporting verb is in the simple present tense. I love. It is in the simple present tense. So since the reporting verb is in the past tense, so in the indirect speech it changed into simple past tense. So simple present changed into simple past because the reporting verb is in the past tense. So Raman said, I love to play cricket changed into Raman said that he loved to play cricket. Second rule is the present continuous tense changes into past continuous tense. Example is Simran said, I am making a beautiful painting. It changes into Simran said that she was making a beautiful painting. Here, present continuous tense changed into past continuous tense. The next rule is present perfect tense changes into past perfect tense. Suraj said to his teacher, I have completed my homework. It changed into Suraj told his teacher that he had completed his homework. Next rule is the present perfect continuous tense changes into past perfect continuous tense. Example is Vishal said to his friend, I have been practicing maths for 2 hours now. So it changes into Vishal told his friend that he had been practicing maths for 2 hours then. The next rule is simple past tense changes into past perfect tense. Example is Radha said, I danced for 2 hours. It changed into Radha said that she had danced for 2 hours. Here, I danced for 2 hours is in simple past tense. So, according to the rule, it changed into past perfect tense. The next rule is if past continuous tense past continuous tense changes into past perfect continuous tense. Example is Summer said to Rupam, I was reading a beautiful novel last night. It changes into it changed into Summer told Rupam that he had been reading a beautiful novel the previous night. So past continuous tense changed into past perfect continuous tense. The next rule is past perfect tense remains as it is. If the reported speech be in past perfect tense, then here the tense does not change. Example is Madan said, I had completed my work before the teacher entered the class. It changes into Madan said that he had completed his work before the teacher entered the class. Here I had completed my work changed into he had completed his work. So since I had completed my work using past perfect tense, so it did not change in the indirect speech also. Indirect speech. So past perfect tense remains as it is, it does not change. Next rule is the past perfect continuous tense remains as it is. So like the past perfect tense, past perfect continuous also remains as it is. Example is Sapna said to Shreya, I had been sleeping on the coach throughout the journey. So uh, it changes into Sapna told Shreya that she had been sleeping on the coach throughout the journey. The next rule is if the reported verb be in the future tense, it is changed into future in past by changing will or shall into would or should according to the situation. But would is used nowadays, shall is not used for expressing future time. Example is Viru said to his friend, I will certainly help you. It changes into Viru assured his friend that he would certainly help him. Now, the fourth rule is the rules for some other changes. The first is when the reporting verb is in the past tense, the adjectives, adverbs, or verbs denoting nearness are changed into those denoting remoteness. You can see the examples here. These changed into that, these changed into those, here changed into there, now changed into then, thus changed into so, come changed into go, ago changed into before, today changes into that day or the same day, yesterday changes into the day before or the previous day, the day before yesterday changes into 2 days before, tomorrow changes into the next day or the following day, the day after tomorrow changes into in 2 days time, next day, week or month or year changes into the following day, week, month or year. Last day, week, month, year, etc. changes into the previous day, week, month, year, etc. A year ago changes into a year before or the previous year. Some examples are Arpita said to her friend, I will see you tomorrow. It changes into Arpita told her friend that she would see her friend the next day. Here, tomorrow changed into the next day. The next example is Raju said to Anu, I saw you yesterday. It changes into Raju told Anu that he had seen her the previous day. Here, yesterday changed into the previous day. Next example is the boss said to the employee, you will get a promotion next year. So it changes into the boss told the employee that he would get a promotion the following year. Next example is father said I wanted to buy a car last year. So it changes into father said that he had wanted to buy a car the previous year. Here last year changed into previous year according to the rule. Now the next rule is if the adjectives, adverbs, verbs used by the speaker suggest that the things spoken about in the reported speech are with the speaker at the time of speaking, then the words denoting nearness are not changed. Example is Renu said to me, "This is my book." Here, while speaking, Renu had this book. So it changes into Renu told me that this was his book. Since Renu had that book while speaking this, so here this did not change into that, but this remained as it is. Next example is Medha said, "I will complete this book now." So it changed into Medha said that she would complete this book now. So while speak, the speaker had the book with him while speaking this line. In the first sentence also, the speaker had this the book with him, and in the second sentence also, the speaker had the book with him. So this book now does not change. The words denoting nearness did not change into those denoting distance or remoteness. Now we have completed uh, reported speech. I hope you have understood it. So thank you very much for watching my video. Before leaving the channel, please like, subscribe and share it. Thank you very much.